it's maybe a quarter of a way cut up. Probably tell by watching. I'm no expert at cutting down trees. I've cut lots of trees down in my life, but never did it for a income or, you know, I've had a whole lot of, I guess you could call, training on felling trees. But I know how to do it. Not the best, but it gets the job done. So, sorry. It's a little cold out today. Probably about 23, and some of you might say, oh my goodness, that's too cold to be outside doing work. I want to be sitting up next to the heater, you know, drinking hot cocoa or something. This kind of work is great for this weather because no matter how cold it is, I guess unless it's super cold, there's not much of a better cardiovascular workout than cutting up wood. Even using modern equipment such as a chainsaw, it's get your blood pumping, get you warmed up. So it's a good day for this. This old oak tree is a standing dead tree, so it'll go right into the firewood pile. This is part of preparedness on a homestead that is different than preparedness if you live in the city, and that's, you know, getting this type of stuff, your wood supplies and stuff in. You got to think ahead of time. We heat exclusively with wood. It's our only source of heat for our house. We do a lot of cooking over wood too, so we use a lot of wood. And for those of you that don't know anything about burning wood, you know, you can't really just go out and cut down a tree and then burn it because it's green. It needs to be seasoned or needs to age a little bit. It's got too much moisture in it, and for a wood stove, it's just not going to burn very well, and it'll clog up your stovepipe and make a dangerous situation for flue fires. So, you know, depending on the wood, depending on your area, you know, humidity levels, 18 months, 2 years is what's recommended. I've burned wood that's been a year old, and it does pretty good. You know, you can tell there's still moisture in it, but it does pretty good. So winter is upon us, and you know, it's already been pretty cold, and it's not like you can just go out and cut the wood and have it ready right then and there. I mean, I guess you could if you had to. So you have to plan ahead. Basically, I'm cutting wood other than this one. Now, like I said, this is a standing dead tree. I was going to cut it down a while back and actually forgot about it. I was walking around up here the other day because it's a big old white oak. Oh, I forgot to cut that one down. So this one we might burn some this year if we needed to, because it's dead. But, you know, I'm cutting wood this winter for basically, ideally, 2 winters from now. Not next winter, but the winter after that. And that's what preparedness is, you know, I'm preparing for the future, because in 2 years it's most likely going to get cold in the wintertime. We're going to need heat, and this is how we're going to heat the house. Now, we can buy wood. We have occasionally if we've needed to. And if you're heating with wood exclusively, in most areas, purchasing your wood is still cheaper than gas or electric heat. But this is a lot cheaper. I haven't done the math on how much gas that I burn in my chainsaw in a winter, but I can tell you it's not that much. You know, 5 gallons maybe, I don't know. I really don't keep track of it because it's so minimal. So, you know, our heating costs for a winter, you know, is probably less than $50, maybe less than $30 for the winter. That's really cheap. I know people that pay their monthly heating bill during the winter can be $300–400 or more. And for us, it's less than $100 for the whole winter. So, but you have to prepare for that. You have to think long term. You have to go out and, you know, scope out where you're going to cut. If you have enough wooded property for yourself, it doesn't take as much, you know. Let's say you have 10 acres of woods, of good hardwoods. That'll do you pretty good. Now, you can also find there's lots of people around. In fact, and it's kind of strange, my neighbor that way, about 1.5 miles that way, they don't burn, and he has a lot more land than we do, and they don't burn wood to heat. I tell him all the time, like, dude, why don't you burn wood to heat? You could save so much money. He's like, I don't want to mess with it. So he has lots of trees on his place, and he's given me full permission. You know, if a tree falls down up there, standing dead, I can have at it, because he doesn't need it. He doesn't burn wood for anything. So I have his permission to go up there, and I can get all the wood I want. I mean, I could, you know, get enough wood between our places to probably sell a little on the side. I just haven't done that. But it's not that difficult. There's people all the time in the paper, on Craigslist and places, that, you know, a tree fell down and, you know, they don't burn wood. It costs to have it removed. So they'll put on there free, you know, if you want to come get it. And some trees are better to burn than others. I try to stick with the oaks and the hickories predominantly. Maple burns real dirty. Not maple, sorry, walnut. Walnut burns real dirty. And I don't particularly like doing that. We use that in our outside cooking and stuff. But the point is that this is another level of preparedness for the homestead. You know, being like I've said in many other videos, being prepared on the homestead isn't being like some doomsday prepper necessarily. It can include that if that's your thing, but it's preparing your stuff, you know, getting your garden ready for the next year, planting, canning your food for the winter so that you can have food, cutting your wood 18 months and 2 years in advance so that you have good dry wood stack ready to go. As soon as it gets cold, boom, you just throw it in the fireplace and you're good to go. This is what preparedness is on a homestead, a lot of it. Yes, there are obviously other things, but this is a big part of it, of planning out, you know, okay, it's winter time, it's a good time to be out here working. I don't have to worry about ticks and mosquitoes and poison ivy and stuff like that. I get hot, it's cool enough for me, and I can go out here, and usually what I'll do is I'll come out here and I'll kind of find the area that I want to cut, and I'll just knock a bunch of trees down, and then little by little cut them up and bring them down to the house, to the wood pile. And if you do that over a winter, you know, you're not doing it all in 1 day or 2 days or a weekend. You know, I have all winter. I'm not in a big hurry because I'm not going to burn this wood for 2 years. So I'm not in this big hurry to get it done. So I have all winter, spread it out, makes it easy. And you know, you've put your sweat and your calories into it, but you've put very, very little money into heating your home. And you can do this in the city too. You may not be able to have a wood lot, your own wood lot, but you can find wood to cut really easily. Like I said, you know, there's people all the time, you know, begging someone to come and haul this down tree out of their yard and stuff. So I would look into that. We love it. Yeah, there's disadvantages to it, but it's good heat, and you know, you can't knock the price. So. Anyways, I just thought I'd show you my horrible wood cutting skills. I've got probably about 1/4 of this thing knocked out, maybe. I've got that other side to cut up, and I won't get it all done today. I have no intention of doing that, but I wanted to get it on the ground, and we'll be cutting it up and moving it. This one's actually not that far from the house, so it'll be really easy. The kids can actually help me with the wagons, bring this down to the house. So this will be a lot easier because the house is just right over there. Anyways, we'll catch you guys back later. Thanks for watching. This is Travis at the Homestead. Have a blessed day, guys.